Hello, thanks for coming to our little training session here. This is using the MPL, the Minot Public Library, Minot Daily News Archives. It's a new thing that we're doing. So this is a training originally intended for the staff of the Minot Public Library, but we may also have shared this with the staff of the Minot Daily News and maybe Minot State and other local people who might be interested in learning more about this resource. So I'll introduce myself for those who do not know me. My name is Josh, and I am the technology coordinator here at the Minot Public Library. I've been here since 2016. And it's always been a good goal of ours to get this project done. And so we're very happy that it is done and it is going. So we'll kind of jump in and talk about it. First, we're going to explain what it is. And in January 2022, thanks to a grant from the North Dakota State Library, also I believe the MDU Resources Foundation, and eventually the Friends of the Minot Public Library are helping to continue this project. They let us do this project where we were able to send reels to be digitized. We have reels of microfilm from the Minot Daily News. I was able to go to the Minot Daily News archives itself and get 83 reels to start this project, and took them over and I sent them to Iowa. It's the headquarters of Advantage Preservation, and Advantage Preservation ran they scanned all the reels and they used their optical character recognition software to create a searchable database of all the newspapers that we send them. I believe 1894 to 1932. We'll check those dates there in a second, but that's the ones we have started with, and we'll kind of get on to what the future plans for it. But this is the link to it, minotlibrary.advantage.preservation.com. If you are good with links, I just want to type that on. You can also go to minotlibrary.org on our digital resources page to find it. Let's just do that. Hopefully our website comes up. Here we go. I'm going to hover over resources and go to digital resources. And it's going to come up in a second, or you can go into newspapers. And you'll find a link there. The table of contents is coming in a second. We are in the basement here. Maybe it's not the best internet connection. Here we go. Minot Daily News Archive. Just give that a click and it will look something like this. Hopefully something a lot like this. Just done some searching before. The layout may change a little, and there will of course be more years added to it in the future, but it's going to look something like this. And the tips that I'm going to give you should work no matter if things change a little bit. So here we go. We'll go back to our slides here. First, before we talk about how it works, I'm just going to talk a little bit about how important it is to get a citation when you're using this resource. You think, if I got to go back, I can probably find it just as easy as I found it the first time. Just maybe not. So just write down things as you get them, and write down the name of the paper, the date, and the page and things like that. So when you do need to do this, either for school or for your local history project, for your genealogy, people can find your resource if they need to. So important to pass this on to people who use this resource. And so we'll talk about the basic and advanced search, using keywords and names and Boolean things and things like that. So we'll go on to our resource and check it out. All righty. So let's say when you go to the website, it'll look exactly like this, hopefully. And let's say if we're looking for a dude named John Smith, and we're just going to hit search or discover in this case. And it's going to give us back 15,000 results. This is because it is searching for all the words John and all the words Smith, and it's going to search and get everything relating to that. So all the Johns, all the Smiths, them all together. And not very helpful when it comes to looking for a person named John Smith. So instead, what we can do is change all the words to exact phrase. And now, instead of looking for John and Smith, we're just looking for John Smith together. So 15,000 results came down to 291, and now we just have John Smith. As you can see here, and on the last slide, you see that the results are not sorted by time or anything like that. They are sorted by relevancy. So if this paper says John Smith, say 4 times, then that's going to be rated higher than this article that says John Smith 3 times, or something that says 2 times or whatever. So it's going to be ranked by how many times you search things come up. Alrighty, so we could do that. We could do an exact phrase search in all the words search, things like that. Let's do a search. Let's show you how the and ors work. If you may have heard the phrase Boolean search operators before. This may be a review for some who already know, but I'm not going to use this. Boolean search operators are things that help us find things we need in a database. So this one uses and or. So first search I'm going to do is Iowa and Hawkeyes. So I'm going to search for everything that says the state of Iowa and everything that says the word Hawkeyes. So I get 115 results here. What if I change that to Iowa or Hawkeyes? It'll probably should go up from the 115. So because instead of Iowa Hawkeyes together, now I'm searching for Iowa or Hawkeyes. And now it'll go up, jump back to 14,000 results. Now I'm searching for the state, and anything that says Hawkeyes is included as well. So in this case, the and would be more helpful than the or, but you can also use or for some things. As you can see on the bottom here, there's this search that helps us with time. If you wanted to see just results from within certain years, that is how you could do it. Also on the left side as well, it helps us search by year or by decade. So that can help narrow down your search as well. Useful for local historians who are just interested about a certain year. Those who care about genealogy, just want to see where their relatives come up. They don't care about certain years. They just want to see everything, basically. That's a little intro to how that works. We'll go back to our slide here. Alrighty. This ASOS does start in, I believe, 1894, and so things were a little bit different back then. Not until the 1960s do you see in newspapers women being referred to by their names. Usually, they would usually be referred to by their husband's name. So instead of a Susie Johnson, you would say a Mrs. Robert Johnson. And so you might search for the husband's name if you're looking for a woman. If you're looking for a famous woman, like the wife of a president or something, they would probably have their full name in there. But if it's just a regular person, it's probably going to be their husband's name. The other tip I have here is to search multiple spellings. They did do the OCR scan on it. However, especially with these older reels, things aren't perfect, and some reels here were very imperfect in how they were scanned. So you may want to change your letters around to try to see if you can pick up other hits that weren't gotten the first time, like the L and the 1 and the I are often, they're very similar characters. They often get confused. The E and the O, the A and the S. Things like that get get mixed up fairly often. So you can go to, this is one that I'd like to search for here. It's a funny one. So, of course, there's going to be instances of North Dakota, right? That's the state that this paper serves. So it's going to have a lot of instances of North Dakota. Let's be a second for the page to load. Here we go. We got 56,000 results. Okay, no, it's going to say North Dakota. But what if we take these O's, that O, and these A's and make them E's? And this O as well. We're going to have for search for results for North Dakota. And so as you can see, some of these results are not that great. And so we can go back to our slide here. So that does happen when you get results for North Dakota. And so, you know, change the A and the E around, the O and the E, S's sometimes, you know, it's kind of unfortunate that it's not a perfect one, but there's ways to kind of adjust things. Next, we're going to talk about abbreviations. Newspapers 100 years ago or so used abbreviations more than they do today. So you're going to have different names, streets, and states are going to be abbreviated in ways that you will not expect today. You know, JNO for John, and some things we still use, some things we don't. One thing it's important to remember is it wasn't until the 60s that we got the the two-letter state abbreviations. So that's not going to be Minneapolis MN, it's going to be Minneapolis MINN. If you're searching for the state abbreviations for Minneapolis, Minnesota, it's going to be Minneapolis MINN. So it's helpful to know that. All right, we can also browse by title for days, specific days we want to look at. So let's take a second to do that. Go back to our homepage here. Going to load in a second, hopefully. There we go. As you will see, as we go under browse by title, Daily News didn't always have that name. There were Minot Daily Optics, Minot Daily Reporter, things like that, different names that the paper ran under. So if we wanted to just search different publications like that, we could find it. Here's the list of all the publications that we currently have on there. We can do by time as well. So let's say I wanted to get something just from 1917. And so I could search just 1917. Here. Let's get back because that's not quite what I wanted to see. So let's go back. It'll be a second. Computer thought it was a good time to be slow today. So. There we go. Maybe. Let's just get to the home page here. And so things like Not quite cooperating as much as I would like it to here. I have to skip it for right now, but I'll tell you what browse by title and year. All right, so we're going to have a page and we're going to be able to look at it and do things with it. So let's see if we can get this to cooperate with us here. All right, so let's pick on Woodrow Wilson, president during some of this time. So let's find an article that mentions this guy and bring him up. And we're going to see how we can print different areas of the screen. And all right, so I'll just take the first one here. All right, so this is the Ward County border. And using the wrong scroll. And this is the whole page. Looks like a little smaller paper than what we're used to, but here it is. Okay. If we wanted to, a couple things we could do here, we could play with the zoom and such. Go to this side, we play with the brightness and the contrast. This page was a really good page, so no need to play with the contrast too much, but just to show you where it is. It should be that when you click on an article, it will highlight the thing you searched for. So right here we have Woodrow Wilson. It should have highlighted that as well, but this is not always perfect. Let's see if there's any other mentions of them, not that it highlighted anyway. So let's say we wanted to, now we have this article, and let's say we want to crop it and just get this article. All right, so we're going to go here, and we're going to fit this box around the article here. I always like to leave some extra space just in case. Hit the little arrow button here. And then if it's working, we can hit this. It's coming up here. You can hit this download clipped image or the print. I don't have any printer hooked up to this computer currently, so you can hit this download clipped image. The image should show up to you on the right. My excuse me, my connection is kind of slow, so maybe it'll take a little second, but you should be getting the clipped image come up here. In a second, maybe. There are different screens. I don't think this really changes the cropped image too much, but they are there. And well, mine's not coming up right now, but it'll probably come up in a second, but that's how you would do that. You can just download the whole page by going here, and that did go through. And so I can look at the whole page as a PDF. I can save it to my flash drive. I can print it from here. Whatever I would like to do with it. It's very handy. And so, yeah, very important to know how to crop an image. Let's see if maybe it's more happy to work with me right here. Maybe not, but you get the idea. Of course, when you try to teach somebody something, it's never going to quite work how you want it. But that will work, I promise you. So we talked about cropping. All righty. And now what's to come? That's pretty much the resource and some tips and tricks of how to make it work. What's to come is the Friends of the Library that I mentioned has made more funding available for more films to be sent in 2022. I did just grab them this week. And so we'll send them hopefully next week. And they say things usually take about 3 months. So that would put us sometime in September. With these days, things take longer than they should. But hopefully we will get that resource added to with most up to hopefully 1970. We'll see exactly. A little bit of talk for those who want to explore maybe other resources that aren't the Minot Daily News. Chronicling America has historical nationwide newspapers, including 1500 North Dakota titles, and that's mostly just small snippets of different papers from specific years that not the whole papers, but North Dakota Historical Society also uses Advantage Archives. I'll take a look at them. One thing to look out for is if you do want to look at something that's just on microfilm, you can use an interlibrary loan through the Minot Public Library to interlibrary loan a microfilm reel. So give us a call if you wanted to do that. Also, the state library does things like that as well. They have their own a microfilm. We also do have access to a resource called US News Stream. This is more recent articles, and they do have the Bismarck Tribune. That's the big local paper they have, and but they just started in 2003, so it's a more recent time. We can look at these a little bit here. Here's the Advantage Archives for North Dakota, and you can see all the papers they have: Tioga, Pierce, Hillsborough, Bottineau, Roster County, Tioga, Beacon. So there is that's my favorite name for a newspaper in North Dakota, is the Flasher Hustler. That's got to be a good newspaper to do some research in there. Crosby, Wahpeton, things like that. A lot of different papers there in that area. Here's a directory of the Advantage reservation. This is the North Dakota one, but you can browse by state if you wanted to see what was in Alabama, if you have research to do in Alabama or wherever. A good way to do it. And I think I had, yeah, there you go. Chronicling America. This is from the Library of Congress. If you're searching for something, it's a good thing to check here just in case. So that is that's the training. Hope this helps you find what you're looking for faster. And so thanks for using the resource, and we hope to add to it in the future. Have a good day.